Hi, I'm Doug and I'm your tech support representative for Atlantic British. And in this video, I think what we're going to do is take an overview look of the front engine cover on the 4.0 and 4.6 Land Rover engines, used primarily mid-1999 to 2004. And this engine is the type with the Bosch system. There's several things that you can look for on the front covers. They actually hold a very important part in regard to engine design and control. And so we're going to touch base on a few things just to give you an idea what you're dealing with. Now this is a nice fresh front cover right out of an engine, all cleaned up. And the first thing you notice in the front, of course, is your mount for your water pump. You have a gasket between the water pump and the front cover, and you can at different points have these gaskets fail where you can develop a coolant leak. This opening right here is for your cam position sensor, which when you do some work on the front of the motor, you will see two wires actually enter at this point. One will be to the cam sensor, and the other sensor you have is your oil pressure sensor. Now this has the newer design on it with the rectangular opening for the connector instead of the single spade. If you are converting from an earlier Bosch engine with the single spade sensor, and of course when you order a new one you'll get this design, there is also a jumper wire that you need to get to attach the two together. It's just a small jumper. Down below that is your oil filter housing. Your oil filter would screw onto the bottom here, and these two white plugs would be your connections for your oil cooler if your vehicle is equipped with an engine oil cooler. Some do, some don't. If you don't, you'll find two brass plugs in there that look similar to this one. If you do, of course, they would be open, and at the end of those two lines are two small O-rings where you can also develop oil leaks, so it's a good area to look into. Now if you come around to the back, when we get into the guts of the front cover, here lies a gasket all the way around. And they are known to create failure on the driver's side top corner. The gasket likes to pop out. You can see you have a relatively thin area for it to seal. And you will get sometimes, and I've run into this before on diagnosing some of these, the coolant leak that you can't find because it's essentially in a very hidden area and it starts off at a very slow leak. So this would be an area to look at if you feel that you're losing coolant and you're not seeing, you know you have a leak but you just can't find it. This is a good place to look. Then you have your oil pump. Oil pump is mounted internally in the cover, and the cover itself is actually the outer machined area of the oil pump. In the oil pump you have your central drive gear. This is driven by the crankshaft, and then it turns this rotor, which in turn turns this rotor, and they're designed to run in an eccentric design so that as the gearing crushes together it creates pressure, and at the very bottom built into this you will see the oil pressure bypass valve, that little spring down inside the housing, and that is the exiting point of your oil from that point to your filter and then to your rest of your engine. So that pretty much covers the front cover. Now something, just a quick mention on the Bosch design with the oil pump, this is your connection for your oil pickup tube, which means to remove this front cover you also need to remove the oil pan. So if you should be replacing this gasket and you're ordering your parts, be sure to get an oil pan gasket. You're going to need it because you're going to remove the oil pan to access it. Other than that, this is pretty much a basic design. This is the same front cover you'll see on all the 4.0 and 4.6 with the Bosch design. Clear cut, aluminum, lightweight, and now that you have an idea of what may problems you may occur on this, you know where to look. Again, I'm Doug, tech support representative for Atlantic British. Any of the parts we stock for this you can order through any of our knowledgeable salesmen, and you can reach us at 1-800-533-2210. Have a good day.